How y'all doing? Look at us. We are back
Yes.
together again.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
Been missing you, babes.
Missing you.
We're the Jump Out Girls. I'm Maine.
I'm Tima.
And we are two girls jumping out of traditional finance using untraditional methods.
Hi.
Hi, babe.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, guys.
So today we want to talk about business credit
Business credit.
and 5 things that we have learned. We're going to try to hit those 5 things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 things that we've learned while establishing our business credit, and we're still learning.
Yeah.
That's the key word. Still learning.
You're going to always have to keep learning.
Exactly. So, start off with the first thing.
Yes. First things first. Make sure you have a couple dollars, okay? It's not cheap, okay? Like literally, from our experience now, everybody's experience is different. Everybody's numbers is different, are different. Excuse me. But from our experience, we would suggest if before starting anything, have a certain amount of money just for the paperwork,
Yes.
just for filings and stuff.
Yes.
That alone, paperwork's at all of these things. So we say what about 500, we'll say roughly 500 to 1,000. We always like to be safe. More, we like to go over rather than have less.
Correct. Yeah, because it depends on what state you live in. It depends on how much it costs to file your LLC. Each state is different. It may cost $100. It may cost $50, $75. And it's not just the filing of the LLC. It's not just it's other things that we're going to talk about that are required to start the business credit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That you have to pay for, that we didn't you realize, but you didn't realize those little fees do add up.
They add up quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah. So you need money.
You need money just for don't even talk about your products and anything else. Just for the beginning process, the paperwork, you need money.
Yes.
You got to pay to play, baby.
Pay to play. Pay to play.
Another thing that we would like to say is when it comes down to, you have to have net 30 accounts to build your credit. And we learned that there's a billion net 30 accounts out there to add to help build your credit.
Yes.
But you have to do your research to find the proper ones, because not all report to all of the credit bureaus when it comes to business. So that's where the research comes in there at, because you don't want to be, applying for a lot of accounts and trying to purchase things so you can build this credit and it's not doing anything, because that's time consuming and it's a lot of money.
Yes.
So do your research. We can give you 2 that we know that we've used so far.
You can give 2? Okay,
We can give 2, right? We can give 2, right? We're not stingy, we're not stingy.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, sharing is caring. So you want to give them 1?
Okay, so one of them is NAV, right? So NAV is a credited monitoring service that actually reports on a monthly basis to the business credit bureaus. So it's kind of interesting because while it's monitoring your credit, it also reports why you pay this fee to help establish your credit. So that's one, NAV. I think the fee is around $40.
It's about, actually no, it's 40. The one plan is about $49.99, and I believe another plan is about $79.99 a month.
Why am I doing my hand like this?
I don't know, baby.
Yeah,
You
okay.
want to see the nails? The nails is pretty, baby. But like she said, the dope part about it is, as long as you're paying for the subscription to be monitoring your credit, it's actually adding something on there to give you some type of business credit.
Yeah.
So that's the dope part about that part. Another one we can do is creative analytics.
Yeah.
That's another one. It's a process. You have to put in all your information. But prior to all of this, though, you have to make sure you have your EIN, your business account. All of this stuff has to be done before you even start trying to apply for the net 30s. And then literally, like we said, do your research. Those 2 we know guarantee. We're not going to give you a whole bunch because, everything might be, what's conducive for us might not be conducive for you all. But we know that NAV is definitely one that any and everybody can use.
Anybody and everybody can use it. Creative analytics, the way the creative analytics works is you have trade lines. So you can either pay a monthly or quarterly amount based upon whatever you choose, again, according to your budget. And you pay for basically a fee for them to report trade lines on your credit profile. It's good when you're trying to establish business credit and you haven't, received any trade lines yet and you don't have many. You can pay this fee, and be able to get trade lines. So it's pretty good. We like it so far.
And time. Let's talk about this, okay? This takes time. This is not like a quick clip. About 4th, I think. Because we're talking about like the time in like the 30 to 90 days for them
Okay.
so we're telling them like you have to be patient because you can't just think that you're going to set up your account and then 2 weeks later everything is going to report. No, it takes literally 30 to 90 days. So you can't, so patience, okay, people, patience.
Patience is key.
Yes.
So we've talked about so far, just to recap really quick. So far we went over money. We went over the
Net 30s.
and then we just did time. So 3 so far.
And then, yes.
Yes.
Another one is coming to the banks. Now, this is what we found very, very interesting because we were hearing a lot of people saying, oh no, I couldn't get approved for this or I couldn't get approved for that. And you have to do your research because it's certain banks that will start you off, a small start-off business, better. They will start you off better than a bigger bank or a more known bank. So do your research. One of the banks that we've been hearing about, now we have not done it ourselves, but is a Truist.
Yes.
You know, SunTrust, BB&T, they merged or whatever.
Correct.
And we've been hearing that they're giving out really decent amounts of lines of credit to newer businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No worries. No worries.
With Truist, why we like Truist is just because, as she said, we haven't essentially started with them, but people in our circle, people that we know around us, sound like an earthquake outside. They have opened up business accounts with Truist, and they started off small. They put in a few $1,000s or a few $100s, let the money sit, continue to build their net 30 accounts, and then Truist saw them as like kind of like a good member, like you want to have a good relationship with the bank. And then they were able to get business credit, whether it was loans and or credit, actual credit cards.
Building that relationship, because that's what we were taught. So we were taught, like, even when a Navy Federal, y'all know I love my Navy Federal. Hey Charles, how you doing? See some. Anyways, Navy Federal's really good.
Yeah.
And especially if you've already been with your bank prior, any bank, first off, like, try to go to the bank that you already have built a personal relationship with, your personal business, not your actual, company or whatever. And Navy Federal, oh my God, I'm going to always ride for them, but they are really good as well when it comes down to the business credit. And just overall, the credit unions, like you said, they seem a little bit more caring and personable. So we would say, try a couple of credit unions outside of Navy Federal or whatever's around you to see what you could possibly do with that.
Yeah. And you can also refer to some of our other videos where we talk about credit unions and establishing, relationship with credit unions, just the advantage of those from a business and personal standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then one more.
No, we actually did them all.
We did.
We did. We were just off key.
Okay, so let's list them all again.
Okay. So money. Net 30 accounts.
Correct.
Business. The business business banking, I'm sorry.
Time.
The time. And then you have to be very mindful that 30 to 90 days. So it's just not going to happen overnight.
I thought that was time.
You did say that. But we're missing something. We know we have we know we told you everything. We just probably counted it wrong. But that's very important because a lot of people, that's what it was. Open that business account. That's what we learned. Outside of once you get your EIN, immediately go to the bank and open the business account because that's when they actually start reporting. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So the business account is very important bank account is very important to open as soon as you get your EIN and things like that because that's now when they say that your business actually started. Yeah. Because that's what we heard. That's what we learned too.
Yeah, and I think also too with the time piece where we can say it's 2 things. So we kind of did do 5 to your point.
Okay.
With the business, with time, in sense of it takes time to establish your business credit. It also takes time for the specific credit bureaus to report your credit. So it takes time to build it, but then it also takes time. Like if you order something from one of these net 30s, it doesn't just happen in 30 days. Some of them take 45, some of them take 90. That's why we're suggesting the 2 that we listed to use because they report right away, which is within usually 30 days. Yeah. So
All right.
We did like 2 and 1 sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. We got it though.
Yeah, but it's been a learning process, and the thing is that it's been we're still learning, but the biggest learning, I think that the biggest learning lesson so far is that it's not as difficult as we thought.
Now that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
We really thought that it would be a little more tedious. But that's what we're learning too, is how
Yes.
the system, puts things in there to make us confused and make us feel like we can't figure it the heck out.
Right.
And then we were like, oh, this is all it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
So literally just take a few more steps and reading a few more pieces of paper, blah, blah, blah. It's nothing like you cannot do it. Literally. Like we figured it out on our own, like literally on our own. And now we're, pulling information from other resources, but we didn't think that we would be able to figure it out so fast.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And shout out to the credit plug. He's our local DMV, kind of like our go-to person for really detailed information on credit, how to establish credit, how to build business credit. So we get a lot of gems from him. And he's from the DMV. And he's connected to
King, what's this?
Trap King.
Trapper's Way Out.
Yeah.
That's another homie. Yeah. Trapper's Way Out. Shout out to him too. He's all about the credit. Like oh my gosh. Look him up. He's from the DMV area as well.
Yes.
He's put us onto a few things. Amazing information, guys.
Correct.
Like seriously amazing information. So check him out. We appreciate them both.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have finished all of that for you guys. We hope that you've gained something from it. You know the usual. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Talk to us. We'll talk back. And if
you want to find us on social media, it's all things Jump Out Girls. So Twitter, Jump Out Girls, YouTube,
Jump Out Girls,
Instagram,
Jump Out Girls, Facebook,
Jump Out Girls, website www.jumpoutgirls.
And if you want to email us, info@jumpoutgirls.com. We love y'all. And until next time, we're out. Oh, wait.
Hold on.